ask you, are secular artists qualified to write songs for gospel musicians? Share your thoughts in the comment section. And now Akwaboah has finally cleared rumors about King Paluta's song theft that is between Postime and My Lord. And finally, Akwaboah has shown us how to be able to contact the landlord, I mean King Sak. So, because okay, Joseph is in the building with me, so let's have a discussion with him. Okay, Joseph.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so let's start from Akwaboah. Right. Akwaboah has finally spoken about the song theft between himself and King Paluta. I mean, King Paluta said it, and it's been 4 years now, and he has now come out to actually talk about the whole incident, and it's between Postime, which is Akwaboah's song, and then My Lord, which is King Paluta's song. What do you think?
Okay, so if you listen to the genesis of this whole story, you realize that no disrespect to King Paluta, but the connection he was trying to build between the thing was not really being established, because according to him, the person who recorded Postime is KC Beats, and KC happens to be King Paluta's friend. Okay. And on the My Lord track, KC was also a part of the production. So he thinks that because KC was part, KC introduced a song to Akwaboah, and Akwaboah played the song, also recorded or stole his song, but it doesn't really add up in that sense. Now, Akwaboah has come out to finally say that he recorded his song 2 years back before King Paluta recorded My Lord. So the Postime was a song he had recorded like in 2018. That was lying down, waiting to be released. You know, sometimes artists write song and they hoard it. They just put it down, waiting for the right time. So that was what Akwaboah did. So I think that there is nothing wrong in the industry. People sample songs. It is nothing new. It is, though it is not something we encourage, it is not a practice we encourage, but sampling songs, even in America, people sample songs. So it is nothing big in the industry. But the length it got to where I didn't like was when calls came in and King Paluta was calling names.
Yes.
And
he said
Akwaboah also came to say some things that sounded like a curse. You know, but all the same, they are good friends now. They are not really friends, but things are fine between them.
So still on Akwaboah, he has finally explained how we can contact the landlord. When I say landlord, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, King
Sak. And just a few days ago, it was, the internet was on fire, right? With the fact that King Sak doesn't, you know, regard some artists, especially when it comes to doing certain work with him, and the internet was on fire. But Akwaboah has finally spoken about how we can contact him, and he was like, open source contacting, like it should be short, just go straight to the point.
Like I roll with him. Okay, if I need anything from him, I just send a text.
Okay,
let's say my concert on the 14th of February, I won't call because on pay calls for and only panel sound what here, and I get it. So if I want him for my show, what I do is Rasak 14th of February no mabook you oh yeah no me answer and you anyway until band rehearse me that's it.
And what do you think? What do you think Akwaboah does differently from what the other artists are doing that, you know, they are not able to get access to King Sak?
Okay, I believe that Akwaboah signed to Success Music 3 years, and so he knows King Sak better. He has worked with King Sak, so he knows how he likes to do his things, you know. And aside that, you know, businessmen don't really, everybody has their own way of doing stuff. And people who do business and are into the business don't really have time to do certain things. So you might be trying to reach out to him on a call, but he doesn't want to pick calls by that time. So just go straight. I think that text last. Just send a text message. He will definitely at a point read your text message, and that is exactly what Akwaboah explained. You know, it's not about calling, and Akwaboah being with him knows what he wants. So he's able to get him. He went ahead to say that, see, if I want Akwaboah my 14th show, King Sak, I want you to perform on the 14th. This and this and this is what I, go straight to the point. It makes the work.
Songs, this, that. Yeah.
Yes. So King Sak, the video shoots on the 18th, location, this, costumes. Maybe we've taken costume, we've taken this. You give all the details. You leave it there. Okay. He is definitely going to respond to your message. But if you want to place calls through to him, you might not be even getting in touch with him directly, and the message might not land on his shoulders. Yeah. So you end up losing him, and that is how come people feel like King Sak doesn't show up. But what about the numerous people Sarkodie has showed up for? Okay. He has showed up for a lot of artists. Yeah. He has put a lot of artists on. What happens to that? So just because of the few people he hasn't been there for,
there's no few, it's a lot.
He's a bad person. But it doesn't surpass it doesn't surpass the number of artists he has put on.
Well, you shouldn't be surprised, because as we have said here, you can do 10,000 good, but in the very moment you do one bad,
so I believe that Akwaboah understands when to do what. Yeah. That is what the other artists should also learn.
Okay, so let's move away from Akwaboah and Sak. Let's come to, I feel like this topic is a bit controversial, but let's discuss it. So is it advisable for secular artists to actually write songs for gospel musicians?
It is right. Okay. It is definitely right, because see, some of the greatest and the nicest gospel songs you listen to were not even written by gospel singers. Okay. They were written by secular artists for gospel singers. People we clarify as secular artists. Now, the fact that the person is a secular artist doesn't mean the person is Satan. Yeah. Some of these secular artists even understand Christ, or the gospel artists think they are serving better than the gospel artists themselves. But because of hypocrisy, people classify some people, if you're a secular artist, Okobon Samjim. Yeah. You understand? So I think that, see, if once the person's pen game is up there, once the person writes, you think that this song fits you, Charlie, take the song, record. It might be the song that will change lives. Okay. Some of the songs we sing in our church when we were young, Storm is over. Storm is over now. Christo in a boy. But we were singing it in our church. You understand? Yeah. We even twist some of the songs and turn it into us. Yeah. Yeah. No night in Zion, there is no. Yeah. Yet why answer them? Yeah. Why a boy? Okay, so I would also say that everything is from the heart, right? That's why even our big book says that Nyankopon de oyede osha akumem onhwede onhwe, right? So you don't really know the personal relationship the secular artist has with God. Exactly. And the kind of things he hears from God that makes him write whatever he writes. And probably because of how he has portrayed himself to the world, he would rather, give it to someone he would think, can actually or befits whatever, he's doing. That is why he would give it to. But I think there's no issue. No. Because even our Lord Jesus Christ, when he came down, he said, Obama aboneye for. So if our world now we are classifying secular artists as sinners, as debonair for no, it's totally fine, because even our Jesus Christ, he came for them, not for the righteous ones. So I think there's nothing wrong with that, and I think they should do. And I think a perfect example is Kwame Eugene. Yeah, Kwame Eugene is doing so well. I think most of the songs, like most of the current big gospel songs we are hearing is actually coming from him, and the gospel musicians who are also doing well delivering it. And Kwabna, exactly. We are jamming to it in our churches. It was a banger. Yeah. When the song hits you, any secular artist. But you now recognize the person as a secular artist. Now you should know that songs come by inspiration, and they are spiritual. Sometimes you are inspired to write a particular kind of song. It is not for you. You know, it has to go to somebody for the person to sing. So I believe that, see, once the secular artist can write and write well, or try,
I think a perfect example is still Kwame Eugene, right? You know, Joyce Blessing, for some time, she was actually going down. We weren't really hearing from her because of her issues. But then when Kwame Eugene gave her that song,
pam, she came up again.
It was her breakthrough again.
Yes. So I think that Otronyom no. And forget, aside the parts that it is secular artists and this is business.
Yes, business, of course.
You have to keep your brand up there. You have to keep your brand going. I'm not saying sing any kind of song, but once the song falls in your line, you're able to relate with it. Just pick it up and let's go.
Okay, so let us know in the comment section, is it advisable or is it good for secular artists to actually write songs for gospel musicians? Because, you know, in Ghana here, we have a very big deal when it comes to religion. So what are your thoughts? Share it with us in the comment section. So I think we'll end the show. That's all we have for you today. And don't forget to, you know, subscribe to the channel. Follow us across all social media platforms. And it's a wrap for now.